watch me. I'm making moves. Watch me. Watch me.
So let's talk about the iPhone Pro Max. I have been using it for a while and I did a few videos about it already. Now it's time to have a look at how it has held up after months of usage. So let's go outside and let's have a look at it. The Pro Max became my go-to phone for media consumption, and I haven't faced any issues using it under the bright sunlight. It's a delight to use this phone for media, and the only drawback for me is carrying such a massive phone around. So I always find myself going back and forth between the Pro Max and the Mini, but always prioritizing the Pro Max when I know I will stay outside the entire day and won't have time for recharging. Which leads us to speak about the battery. After many months, the battery has been holding up pretty well. It is not a surprise, with the size of this phone and with the battery capacity increase, it can hold up for an entire day of heavy usage with no issues. In relation to the battery health, it has held up amazingly well, and mine is still showing 100% in the battery health indicator. So my tip to you for keeping the battery health at the good levels for a long time is to try always keeping the battery between the 20% and 80% mark. This way we are not stressing too much the battery, which happens when the battery gets into the very low capacity, or when you pass the 80% level during the charge. It's completely optional, of course. If you want, you can still charge until 100%, and there will be no issues with that. Just keep in mind that for battery, this may have an impact on the long-term battery health. So it's something to keep in mind. So let's talk about durability after many months of usage. I haven't used the case once with the Max, because I like how it feels and how the phone looks. Plus, this is such huge phone that I didn't want to add even more bulk to it, especially when I'm going out carrying this huge phone with me. However, there is an issue though, about the screen. Apple came up with this new screen technology, which should be much more resistant than the previous generation. Well, as for the real-life usage, it may be a little bit more resistant to impacts. However, it's not so much for scratches. I tell that because I have gotten some scratches on the screen, and that happened despite being ultra cautious. So guys, if you get annoyed with screen scratches, I suggest to get a screen protector. So let's talk about the cameras. After a few software updates, I haven't noticed any huge improvement with the camera and the picture quality, even with the iOS 15, which I'm currently using for the past few weeks. All in all, the quality is already very good. However, there is one thing that I noticed though. which is the skin tones. After using it for a while, especially side by side with other phones, I started to notice something weird with the skin tones with this phone, with all iPhones actually. And I'm not sure if this is related to some HDR or some AR post-processing that is going on in the background, but to my eyes the skin tones looks a little bit too orange. Which is weird because the iPhones always have been known for this neutral and close to real life picture. So let's have a look at some pictures taken with other phones for comparison. Of course, for some people they might be okay with it, or they even might appreciate it, but for me it's not my cup of tea. So night mode. The night mode with the iPhone is very good. Pictures maintain very good level of details even in dark environment. Well, when it comes to the cameras, all the rest is excellent. Wide, ultra wide, zoom, all of them capture amazing pictures. And the AI really helps with the dynamic range, making landscapes, product pictures and people looking amazing. Now let's speak about videos. One thing that I've noticed is how good the stabilization is with the Pro Max, and this is due to the sensor shift stabilization. Videos that were shot with the Pro Max look so buttery smooth, it's like using the camera with a gimbal. With the exception that you don't need the gimbal anymore, and the videos handheld looks pretty stable, making it perfect for any occasion. 4K looks amazing. Being able to shoot videos at 6 frames per second and then slowing down for buttery smooth shots is also amazing. This combined with incredible stabilization, and we have a perfect tool for awesome videos. iPhones are usually the kings in the smartphone video domain, and I can tell that it totally deserves the title. So here's my take on the iPhone after the hype. Really, this phone is one of the best iPhones made to date. Design and materials are solid, battery life is amazing, screen, cameras and everything comes together really well. Now if you ask me if this phone is a good option after the hype, yes, I can tell that this is one of the best phones out there and totally worth it. Now the big question is the price tag. This is not a cheap phone by any means, and if you are tight on the budget, one recommendation would be to wait a few more months. For sure the price tag of the Pro Max will go down, especially with the release of the next generation. So the point is that the iPhone 12 Pro Max it's already a beast of phone, and with the next generation will be only an incremental release, so I don't think that there will be any huge difference anyway. Guys, that's been it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe if you are not a subscriber yet, and click on that notification bell so you know when more videos are released. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.